Napoleon was the Emperor of Europe, controlling about 1.2 million square miles and almost 100 million people. But after his major loss at Waterloo, Napoleon was exiled to St Helena. So what was the life of the Emperor at St Helena? How was his death? And was there anything he could truly do? Napoleon left for the island of St Helena on August 7, 1815, on the ship Northumberland. St Helena was a surprise to Napoleon, thinking of an American exile. Instead, he was about 1,200 miles from the nearest mainland and lived in a one-man prison. St Helena was a fortress, though its glory days were over. The British expected a French or American attack that would allow for the capture of Napoleon. No one had ever been so guarded. Napoleon arrived on October 15th and was put in the Brioche Pavilion. Napoleon's residence would soon be downgraded, however, with the movement to the Longwood House, which was molded and was infested with rats. William Becombe was replaced by Governor Hudson Lowe, who strived to improve the fortifications on April 16, 1816. The 53rd Shropshire Regiment was brought to Island, and 2 ships circled St Helena. Lowe also had the Blackburns Battery constructed, which would become the only fortification not on the island itself, but considered to be part of a fort. Napoleon would later befriend the regiment, giving them each a lock of his hair, though they were relieved during 1817 as the prospects of an invasion began dying down. The regiment weren't Napoleon's only friends, however, as he had about 9 other of them. This included 2 of his own generals and their wives, an Irish surgeon, a few servants, and the Count de las Casas. The Count would be the main reason we know a lot about Napoleon's life, as he acted as his secretary. Napoleon had a regular routine of what he would do on the island. At 10 a.m., Napoleon would wake up late, a straw of the man he once was, and eat his breakfast. The day would be filled with talking to his friends, which included the regiment and his famous walks around the island, exploring the beauty that St Helena had. Napoleon would eat dinner at around 7 p.m., where he would begin to play cards or read until midnight. Napoleon would learn English and would read French books and newspapers, as well as English ones. Napoleon would adopt a more healthy style in 1819, with the former ruler of Europe and the fear of the British adding gardening to his routine. Plenty of St. Helena's flowers are from the great emperor. Lowe and Napoleon didn't have the best relationship, however, with disagreements about if it was appropriate to call Napoleon emperor. As punishment, a new Longwood House, which was supposed to be built on the arrival of materials in 1816, did not begin construction until 1818, which would not finish until after Napoleon's death. Napoleon could have been removed from his fate, however, if one of many conspiracies succeeded. One was by Tom Johnson, who was born to Irish parents in 1777, who was apparently paid £40,000 to free Napoleon using submarines. The actual authenticity of this plan is questionable. The plan would have been conducted during 1820 and would involve dual submarines, and Napoleon would fly down a hill in a chair and escape. Another was by Napoleon's former sister-in-law, Betsy Patterson. Patterson had once been married to Napoleon's brother, Jerome. Jerome had visited America and had made the Baltimore elite support Napoleon. With the help of the mayor Girod of New Orleans, money was beginning to get pulled for an attack on St. Helena. The fortifications were studied and an overall plan was in the works. This was not an idea for the rich, however, which we can see through Pierre Gillette. Gillette was a part of Napoleon's army. Gillette's brother also fought with Napoleon, and both brothers fought at Waterloo. His brother was hanged for his support of Napoleon, but Gillette escaped to America. We believe that he's connected to the plot due to the fact that he did not release his support to Napoleon until his death, and he lived near major sites connected to the conspiracy. Napoleon died on May 5, 1821, to stomach cancer. Napoleon was buried at Seine Valley on the island, his second choice for burial. Napoleon remained there for 21 more years until his remains were moved to Les Invalides in Paris, which translates to the disabled. Since his death, St. Helena's landmarks have been immortalized. Many landmarks have been bought by the nation of France, mostly during the reign of his nephew Napoleon III. Some believe that Napoleon did escape, and his death was a cover-up. These people say he died in Paris in 1840. Napoleon's life on the island has been often fantasized about. And with Napoleon's trend on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and the new Napoleon movie, things are not set to change.